Steady, girl. Good luck. God bless.
Place your right hand in the Bible. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your full name for the record.
Tina Lord Roberts.
Please be seated.
Mrs. Roberts.
Your Honor?
Yeah?
I'd like to say that I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what I have to do with any of this murder trial.
Well, I'm sure the prosecution has a valid reason for calling you here, Mrs. Roberts. You do want to see justice done, don't you?
Well, of course I do,
Well, then all you have to do is answer truthfully and directly. Giving testimony is less painful than a visit to the dentist, I assure you.
Wonderful. My life is at stake, and the judge is doing one-liners.
It will be duly noted the witness is testifying under protest. Mrs. Sanders.
Mrs. Roberts, it's my belief that you are an expert on the character of Mitch Laurence, how he operates, his effect on women.
Your Honor, before Madam Prosecutor asks even one question, I must object. Mitch Lawrence's influence on women in general, or on Tina Roberts in particular, has no bearing whatsoever on his ability to influence the defendant's daughter, which is obviously where she is headed.
On the contrary, Judge Murphy, it is the heart of the Commonwealth's case to prove that Cassie Callison may have entered the mission hostile to Mitch Laurence, but that she stayed of her own free will.
Oh, you're going to base your case on charisma.
Objection overruled, Mr. Callison. You may proceed, Mrs. Sanders.
Mrs. Roberts, when did you first meet Mitch Laurence?
In 1983 in California.
And how quickly did you become involved with him?
That day.
And how long before you realized that his character could be termed less than sterling?
A few months.
And could you please tell us what indications you had that Mitch Laurence had a darker side?
Well, at the time, I had a little bit of money, and he spent it pretty freely. He said he was spending it for us, but he bought himself this sports car. In fact, he even accused me of stealing it when I drove it across country. And then, well, he had this art gallery, and it wasn't doing so well, and I thought there were some pretty shady deals, but I could never prove it. Mitch never did leave any proof.
How long did you stay with him before you came to Landview?
A couple of years.
And during that time, did you feel that in the relationship he was faithful to you?
Well, I accused him of a couple of one-night stands, but of course he denied it.
You believed him?
Yes.
Was that because he was persuasive or because you wanted to believe him?
Both.
Well, then why did you leave him and come to Landview?
Because I found out that the man that I thought was my father wasn't. So I came here to investigate, and I didn't tell Mitch where I went because I wanted to get away from him.
Oh, no, I mean, Your Honor, really. Now, I can't just sit here and listen to this lovely trip down memory lane.
I'm establishing Mrs. Roberts' relationship with Mitch Laurence prior to their coming to Landview.
So what?
You're in too much pain.
Ma, I will be just fine. It'll pass.
Objection overruled, Mr. Callison. But, Mrs. Sanders, let's move to the point, shall we?
Did Mitch Laurence tell you why he came to Landview?
Well, he said because he loved me, but I'm afraid it was because he thought I came into a bit of money.
And did you resume your physical and emotional relationship with him?
Yes.
Why?
Because I couldn't resist him. Look, I tried to. I really did try. I mean, I had no idea that he was a psychopath, that he was capable of
Please
things
just
that he
answer the question. Did you and Mitch Laurence conspire to take part of the Lord estate when you found out you were the daughter of Victor Lord?
Well, that was because my half-sister wouldn't accept me. And I was so angry and frustrated.
Go on.
When Mitch said he'd help me, he said he'd help me.
At what point in the fight for your inheritance was that?
I don't remember.
Was it not when you found out that your sister's mental illness had reoccurred?
Please, I really don't want to talk about this, okay?
No, nor should you, Your Honor. Again, I must object to this line of questioning. It's ludicrous.
And once again, I am overruling it. Continue.
Mrs. Roberts, did you not keep your sister's mental illness a secret? And did you not conspire with Mitch Laurence to use it as a way to lay claim to the Lord estate?
Look, just for a while. He talked me into it for a little while, but then I told him that it was off. But he kept doing it. He kept doing what he wanted.
Which culminated in the death of Harry O'Neill, correct? The plot to drive your sister to a sanitarium.
Ma, you better get me out of here.
God.
Just get me out of here.
I tried to stop him. I tried to stop the murder, too.
Were you still in love with him?
Not after he shot Harry.
Until that point, did he have the power for you to still live and love him?
Look, I'm not the one on trial here. I don't know why I have to do this. Why are you doing this to me?
Your Honor, this cannot be allowed to continue.
Please let me take you back to the hospital. Court.
I am not going anywhere. I'll be fine. I just need a glass of water, all right? I'll be fine.
We'll take a 10-minute recess while the witness composes herself.
Here.
Thanks, Ma. I got it.
Cord, you are not fine.
Ma, please, just leave me alone, all right? I'm gonna be fine. I'm just a little weak right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, though. This hurts like hell.
Well, then, for God's sakes, let's get back to the hospital. All right, if you don't want to go there, let's at least get you in your own bed.
Forget it.
Haven't you heard enough from there? God knows what else is going to come out.
I knew you were gonna do this, Ma. That's why I didn't want you coming with me. Look, why don't you just please leave, all right?
Because I am afraid for you, Cord.
My wife is here. If I need anything, she will help me, all right?
Really?
Yes.
I think she's very busy right now.
Look, Ma, I'm going to the washroom. And just put some cold water on my face, and then I'll be fine. I'll talk to you a little bit later.
Is that it? Is this the end of it?
Tina's testimony? No. I want to find out more about Mitch Lawrence's character.
Do you have to be so brutal about it?
Pete, I remember you had Tina on the stand, and you weren't exactly Mr. Nice Guy either.
It's not integral to this case.
What you're complaining about is what I'm basing the case on, isn't it?
And the fact that you're getting away with it, yes.
Just what are you implying, Pete?
That you're lucky to get Judge Murphy. Most judges wouldn't put up with this. Nice draw, Counselor.
I find it very interesting that two normally level-headed people like you and Herb are raising a flag for vigilante justice. Just let the murderer go because the man was a terrible person.
The reason the flag is up, lady, is because you insist on painting a picture of Cassie as a weak-willed, stupid young woman. Somebody who could hate Mitch Laurence one minute and then fall in love with him the next. It's the premise that I object to.
Then why did her mother act the way she did after she killed him and erase all the evidence?
Because she panicked.
I don't believe that lady is capable of panic. Do you, Maggie?
Are you kidding? Dorian's brain doesn't stop working for one moment. Now, she knew exactly what she was doing when she took Cassie out of that room and why.
So we never got back together again, at least not with the amount of trust that we had before.
I only wish I was in town to help you out. Sounds pretty rough. You're still in love with her, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. A lot. Stupid to talk about it, though.
Well, I mean, after the trial's over, who knows? You guys could get together and help each other out. Maybe.
Look, there is no way that Judith Sanders will be able to prove that I was in love with Mitch.
I just keep wondering why she dragged Tina Lord out of the closet, Roberts, whatever.
I can't believe this is being allowed to go on.
Well, I can guess exactly where she's going to leave off, Pete. That's where we're going to pick up.
You sound hopeful.
Well, Mrs. Sanders over there is after something else. I mean, dragging out Tina's past with Mitch Laurence is going to get headlines. Let's face it, it was one of America's favorite stories for what is just the sort of thing to launch a political career.
I thought her husband was the one who was after the Senate seat.
Yeah, well, they'll have to work that one out themselves.
Cassie, I just worry what the woman's going to do to you when she gets you on the stand.
All rise.